I've no real concern about him not turning up. Man's a bit of a PUSSY. That's all I can say.
Do you believe you're already in his head?
Yes, man's a shit house.
If you get through...
Fight of 2025. USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history.
They're just great athletes trying to fight, whereas you've been doing this since you were walking.
Yes, most definitely. I am the ultimate fighter, and I've proved it many, many times. And these guys turn up for a paycheck. That's it. Because he knows he won't be able to hit me with that slow style.
Explosive Tyson Fury slams Anthony Joshua for ducking fight with him. Fury's reaction is fiery. He believes Joshua is avoiding him because he knows he would lose. That's why Joshua chooses to fight a smaller, less experienced opponent like Jake Paul, calling them losers.
I expected it because they're both losers. They both have losses on their little club. Chisora's backing him as well, because they're in the little club of the losers, and I'm in the elite club of...
Spencer Oliver is pointing out that Anthony Joshua sees this fight as an easy money grab rather than a real challenge. He knows at this stage of his career it's not about risking everything. Fans might not like it, but Joshua and his team are focused on smart, calculated fights to protect his legacy and maximize his opportunities in the ring.
Well, Anthony Joshua was talking about wanting warm-up fights before going into bigger fights, but look, it's prize fighting at the end of the day, and the way that Joshua was here and Matchroom and all the team, the fans won't like this, by the way. But
I don't like it
No,
either.
I don't like it either. But the way that Joshua is here is as a money grab. He'll see it as an easy money grab, but at this stage of his career, is it a fight he should be taking? Nah.
Derek Chisora highlights the spectacle around these events and the hype generated by stunts. Anthony Joshua, however, is not about publicity gimmicks. He approaches fights seriously, staying disciplined and focused. While others chase attention, Joshua is methodical, keeping his eyes on the prize and ensuring every fight is treated with the respect and preparation it deserves. His work ethic separates him from the showman.
A lot of people thought that was it, but once again you rose up. What goes through your mind at that point?
It was like, get up, you bum. Like Rocky said, like Mickey said to Rocky, get up, bum. You got bum all around.
This last one for me. You always say you don't care about legacy, you don't care about how you're remembered, but
Derek Chisora is emphasizing the brutality expected in the ring, but knows Anthony Joshua is built for these moments. Joshua's power and precision mean he controls the fight with authority. While chaos is tempting to imagine, Joshua's experience ensures the fight is calculated, and anyone underestimating him will quickly realize he dominates the ring both mentally and physically, leaving opponents struggling to survive his methodical assault.
A game, because I want to see some blood. I want to see somebody's teeth falling out. So I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony. I said, listen, I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's gonna...
Anthony Joshua is showing his calm and confidence well ahead of the fight. While others panic and overhype, Joshua treats this as business, controlling his preparation and timing perfectly. This discipline shows why he is on another level. Opponents like Jake Paul cannot match his composure and professionalism, which gives Joshua a huge psychological edge before even entering the ring.
Anthony, listen to me. Don't take a dive with this Jake Paul, mate. Do not do that, not for $1 billion, my pal. Don't do as the others have done. Do not take dives. If he fights, you knock him dead as a nit. Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. If it goes any other way, you know it's fucking fixed, don't you?
Duke McKenzie underlines the massive mismatch. Anthony Joshua's experience and size dominate the equation. Jake Paul has not faced top heavyweights or built the resume to challenge Joshua. This fight is dangerous for Paul because Joshua is in total control. Experience, technique, and power mean Joshua dictates the pace and outcome. Any attempt by Paul to compete is doomed before the first bell. Joshua is mentally and physically on another level, and this is where real boxing separates the elite from amateurs.
I don't believe to fight Anthony Joshua. It's not like he's beaten, 4 or 5, top line heavyweights, other heavyweights. I don't believe he's boxed any heavyweights.
Tyson Fury's frustration is clear, but Anthony Joshua is being strategic. He avoids unnecessary risk and chooses his fights wisely. Fury calls him a diva, but the reality is Joshua protects his legacy and career. Fighting someone like Jake Paul is an easy choice for Joshua while he focuses on bigger challenges later. Mental discipline and career management separate Joshua from others who act impulsively, proving he is the complete professional in the sport.
Joshua tried to make that fight 6 times at least, in my memory, in the past 5 years, and been unsuccessful every single time, because you mess him with a diva. who don't want to fight. Prima donna little sucker bitch who don't want to fight.
Derek Chisora is warning about the consequences if Anthony Joshua underestimates his opponent. Joshua's power and precision mean he can finish fights decisively and prevent any doubts. Jake Paul may have hype, but he lacks the skill and experience to survive Joshua's intensity. Chisora's comment highlights Joshua's ability to dominate early and control the fight completely. A quick and controlled victory is not just smart, it's a statement that shows why Joshua is on another level and why he is feared by anyone stepping into the ring with him.
But I will say this to AJ, don't let that guy knock you out, because that will be fucking nightmares forever. But one or two, put it this way, AJ has to kill him in 3.
Eddie Hearn emphasizes the real danger Jake Paul is stepping into. Anthony Joshua is a top-tier heavyweight with skill, power, and experience. He can dismantle opponents with precision and control. This is not a casual fight. It is a calculated risk, where Joshua's dominance is overwhelming. Jake Paul may bring hype, but lacks the credentials or ability to withstand Joshua's assault. Every punch counts, and Joshua's reputation ensures he delivers maximum damage efficiently. Fans know Joshua is the real threat, and any miscalculation by Paul could end disastrously.
But I said to Jake Paul, you ain't in a box, mate, and this ain't David Blaine. I said, so just be careful, because AJ will take your head clean off your shoulders, and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And you take on that responsibility, and we all have to, so we got to think about that. But this is Anthony fighting a top 50 cruiserweight in the world. It's not something that we would normally do.
Yeah.
Tony Bellew points out the serious mismatch and the risks involved. Anthony Joshua is a dominant force, and fighting him is not just a challenge, it is life-threatening for an unprepared opponent. Jake Paul may chase money and attention, but he is stepping into a scenario that threatens his health and career. Joshua's skill, size, and experience create an overwhelming advantage. The fight is one-sided on paper, with Joshua controlling everything from start to finish. Bellew's analysis shows the intelligence and caution required to approach Joshua and why he remains untouchable in his prime.
It's just a gross mismatch.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand his health is in jeopardy. So I'm not even entertaining it. I just think it's dangerous. And listen, I might have to work it, but it's just...
It's kind of ludicrous, isn't it, really?
It's insane. This boy is nuts. He's nuts, and I think he's putting his life before he's putting his life before.
Johnny Nelson acknowledges Jake Paul's marketing success, but makes a critical point. Joshua fights for legacy, not just money. While Paul has promoted himself effectively, he cannot match the level, skill, or threat Joshua brings to the ring. Money does not equal credibility. Joshua's focus is on serious competition, and this fight is a calculated engagement that elevates his status while exposing Paul's limitations. Nelson's remarks underline why Joshua is in total control, mentally and physically, and why a hype fighter like Paul cannot replicate the experience or dominance Joshua commands.
If I was stage at this stage of his career, I'd take Jake Paul. I'd take Jake Paul because there's more money there. If it was real, I don't think it's real. I think it's bullshit. I think Jake Paul I think it's bullshit. I think it's Jake Paul has done.
Simon Jordan sums up the gap between spectacle and reality. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul is seen as an easy exercise in dominance, a mismatch that is almost comedic. The real fight fans crave is Joshua versus Tyson Fury, the ultimate test. This highlights Joshua's ability to pick fights strategically, preserving his career while still entertaining the public. Against Paul, Joshua's experience ensures a complete victory. Jordan's comment confirms that while hype exists around Paul, Joshua remains the superior and elite fighter in every sense of the term.
Because I'd like to see him knock Jake Paul into the next round, but in the reality of what I think it's worth, no. I mean, I am moderately interested in seeing him fight Tyson Fury, because I think it's the only box that's left unticked.
Tyson Fury's comments are pure bravado and desperation. Claiming Jake Paul can knock out Anthony Joshua shows how frustrated Fury is that Joshua avoided him. Joshua is in his prime and a seasoned champion, not a spent force. Fury is trying to hype Paul to justify his own inability to secure a fight with Joshua. Fans know Joshua's power and skill make him untouchable by someone like Paul. This is psychological gamesmanship from Fury. Joshua's focus is sharp and his timing perfect. Paul is outclassed, and Fury's words only underline Joshua's superior talent and elite status in boxing.
Don't know about tune up. I think Jake Paul knocked him out.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look.
Derek Chisora cut straight to the truth about this fight. There is no question Joshua has the power to end the fight decisively. Jake Paul does not possess the size, experience, or knockout ability to survive against a world-class heavyweight. Chisora paints a vivid picture of how the fight will conclude with Paul in serious trouble. Joshua's combination of strength, precision, and experience guarantees he controls the pace and outcome. Fans can expect a demonstration of skill and power rather than a contest. Chisora's blunt assessment underscores why Joshua remains untouchable and why Paul is completely outmatched in this matchup.
Whatever happens will be exciting.
Does he have the power to knock out Joshua?
Nah, he hasn't got the power to knock out Joshua.
How does that fight end?
Jake Paul going in an ambulance, bro.
This highlights the massive experience gap. Anthony Joshua is a world-class fighter who has faced top-level competition consistently. Jake Paul, by contrast, has minimal boxing experience and has never faced serious heavyweights. The risk is entirely on Paul, and Joshua has no reason to fear him. Joshua's technique, power, and ring IQ make this fight almost academic in its expected outcome. It's not arrogance, it's simply reality. Fans understand that Joshua is operating on another level, and Paul is stepping into a situation he is not equipped for. The mismatch is glaring, and Joshua's dominance is expected.
Well, and why would Anthony AJ Joshua take this fight in Jake Paul? Here's the thing. That shouldn't confuse you either. It ain't like Anthony AJ Joshua has never done this before. Taking on Jake Paul, who has had no heavyweight experience, no amateur background, has only fought a handful of professional boxers, one in which Tommy Fury defeated him.
Logan Paul's observation perfectly captures the stark reality. Anthony Joshua has elite knockout power that can change fights instantly. Francis Ngannou being knocked out cold demonstrates Joshua's authority in the ring. Jake Paul lacks the defensive skills, experience, and toughness to survive against a world-class heavyweight. Joshua will dictate every exchange, and Paul's hype will be meaningless the moment the fight starts. This is not speculation. It is a predictable outcome based on skill and history. Joshua's precision and strength leave no room for Paul's theatrics. The fight is a showcase of Joshua's dominance and superior preparation.
The Joshua thing is crazy.
Is that a real conversation?
Jake's a fucking lunatic, and it's probably real. I saw Joshua knock out Francis Ngannou, and the guy was like out cold for 5 minutes. And this is a guy who had never been knocked down, let alone knocked out.
If he steps in the ring with him, and actually a bell rings and there are punches thrown, every bit of Jake Paul is not a real boxer conversation is gone forever.
The stakes in this fight could not be higher. Anthony Joshua stepping into the ring with Jake Paul is not just a bout, it's a statement of dominance and a clear demonstration of what separates an elite world champion from a social media sensation. If Joshua wins, it will reinforce his status as one of the most powerful heavyweights in boxing history and prove that experience, skill, and preparation always triumph over hype. If Jake Paul somehow shocks the world, it would be one of the biggest upsets in recent memory. But realistically, every expert and former fighter agrees the odds are stacked heavily against him. Mentally, Joshua is calm, focused, and fully aware of his abilities, while Paul is stepping into an arena far beyond his experience. Fans can expect a technical masterclass, precise power, and controlled aggression. Let us know in the comments who you think will dominate and join the debate before fight night.